I will leave you all with this. If you're gonna go out and protest, if you're gonna be a Twitter activist, if you're gonna be a fucking real life activist now and you weren't before, I just invite you to come up with goals, to write out your ideas, to write out your motivations, to know that. Don't just go out like a fucking, bat out of hell or a fucking, loose cannon. Like, have some fucking sense of direction. Don't fuck it up for the rest of us.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the What They Don't Want You to Know podcast. My name is Eli.
And I'm Nathan.
And I'll let Nate do a quick intro about what this podcast is about.
Okay, what, just today? What
Yeah.
today's going to be about? Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen there's a lot of shit going on in America right now. Like, I mean, it started off with the killing of George Floyd, sparking a couple protests, which turned into some riots, which turned into protests in many states and many cities, which turned into rioting and looting and whole lot of crazy stuff going on right now. We got the National Guard in a lot of cities. We got the National Guard in Chicago. Got the National Guard in Kenosha right now. National Guard in a lot of cities. And yeah, I mean, just gonna kind of talk about that. Gonna kind of talk about some of the protests, some of the how do I say? Maybe the things that people haven't been thinking about.
Yeah, you want to just start about like what triggered like the whole like the protests and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I think this is definitely something that has been boiling up for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are fucking pissed. People don't, I mean, nobody wants to watch people get murdered consistently. I mean, think of how often and how not even it phases you to see a video on Facebook of some black people getting pulled out of their car. You know what I mean? And getting treated like shit. And then think about how used to, seeing a new person getting killed, a new name. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound reductive, like I'm reducing these people down to just their names. Like, but at the same time, it's like it's always a new name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it gets to it gets to a point where people are just like, wait a minute. Like, they watch this video of this dude fucking kneeling in this guy's neck for fucking 9 minutes straight. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really, like, what the fuck is that? People aren't going to stand for this anymore. And people want reform. People want change, and
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, I mean, pretty much everybody knows, but George Floyd got killed by a cop who was basically like kneeing like on his neck, like totally like uncalled for. And then a couple of weeks ago there was another man. I'm totally forgot his name, but two guys followed him, right, and then they just killed him.
Oh, I don't even know. Go
No,
ahead.
I totally forgot his name, but yeah, it was something like related to that. He was just like jogging,
Wow.
and they killed him. So
Ridiculous.
and then yeah, like I feel like the quarantine too is like everybody's just been at home, and then this happens, and like everybody's already like stressed out and like
100%. Yeah, my friend that came to the protest with me yesterday was bringing that up about how, there's a reason why people are acting out at these protests. And, personally, I'd just like to go on the record and say that I'm all for protesting and I am all for public demonstrations. I'm all for public unity and solidarity. We need to show those examples. Online is not enough. Online is not where, change can be initiated online and change can be, connected and communicated, but the change happens in the real, in the physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so people coming together is huge. But violence is only going to bring about things like martial law, negative connotations. I was even speaking with my grandmother. The way that she perceives this right now because of what she's watching on the news is ass backwards to what's actually happening. She's not even concerned with the peaceful protesters. She's not concerned with the beautiful moments of unity and solidarity and change and transformation. She's thinking, why the fuck are they setting cop cars on fire? Why are these people just going out and stealing? These people just want to steal. And that's what the media is kind of pushing to the forefront right now. While that is happening, that's not, first of all, two separate things. One, that's not the way that we're going to change anything. Like, I mean, truthfully, the only way that we're going to change anything is if we're looked at as an intelligent and capable equal.
Yeah.
These are people that have been making our decisions for how long, or we putting them in power or whatever. Same with the police. if they just look at us as a bunch of reckless savages that are less intelligent than them, they're not going to listen to us. But if we present ourselves in a way like, no, we're serious, we're done with this, we're not, we're not goofing around anymore, you know what I mean? Listen to us, and this is what we want. We got to have a plan. What does it, yeah, we can go out and we can raise hell and we can, but what does it look like after that?
True.
And that's, I just want to say that because I feel like we don't want to not capitalize on this opportunity just because of lack of organization.
Yeah, I do see a lot of like the mainstream is just showing like the looting and the crazy stuff. But I saw a post someone talking, I think it was on Twitter, how like the Hispanic channels are not even covering why people are upset.
George Floyd.
Yeah, they're just saying like, oh, there's looting, there's like this, like people destroying stuff, but they're not showing the other side, and it's pretty frustrating, because a lot of like, I mean, everybody, a lot of like the older people like depend on like those channels, so it's like, why are you just showing
and
that side?
That's the thing that we neglect to realize is you know what I do. I'll go in the Twitter search bar. I'll go on an Instagram fucking investigation to find out all of the places. And, we'll send each other posts, or me and my friends will send each other posts, and we'll keep each other in the loop. But our grandparents don't know that that's even a thing.
Yeah.
They don't know that everybody has their own independent voice. They're listening to fucking CNN and Fox and MSNBC or whatever the fuck the local news channels are.
Yeah.
I've been watching CNN. When I was in Miami, I was watching CNN to hear the narrative, and I was slightly proud of it in the beginning, but I'm realizing that they're trying. Okay, I don't want to say this as a blanket statement, and this is my opinion, but it seemed like they were giving you enough bait to get you to relate to them.
Yeah.
And then once you're hooked in, then they peddle their own narrative. And I can only imagine how often our grandparents and the generation before us gets manipulated because they get sucked in to these fucking news channels, and then they're just, you know what I mean? Even, and this actually, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. But yeah, and so I think that now though is a good time to think about how do we organize and centralize information? How do we fact check? How do we get this information to the people around us in a way that they believe it too?
Yeah.
Because a lot of, our grandparents went through riots too, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But did they have the same access to information?
Yeah, and protests too, like I know like even a couple of years back, like a lot of like Hispanics and Latins do like for immigration, that's always been there, so I just think, I don't know, like this time I think people are really upset, and it shows, and it's like this year has been really weird too with like the whole corona, so I don't know, the tension is like there. So.
How do you feel about the fact that they are completely neglecting the virus almost now?
Yeah, it's sketchy. It's so weird. It's like, I know like the death, he died, like it's real, but it's so weird to me now, like the news are not covering the virus at all. So it's super weird to me. I don't know, what do you think about it?
I think that
some deeper
Well, I had this theory last night. I did watch CNN this morning, and I recorded it. They're going to start contact tracing. If you don't know what contact tracing is, look it the fuck up. Don't fuck around. I'm being dead fucking serious. Because I'm being so serious, it's going to fuck you up. They're going to look they're going to look at your phone's location from where you were, and if you were near anybody that potentially had the virus, or if you were at a protest, they're going to fucking trace you. And then once they trace you, the CDC, if they hire somebody in your town to employ this, they're going to come to your house and say, we saw that you could potentially have been exposed to the virus. We need to test you, and then if you test positive, you need to stay at home.
Yeah,
you need to be, what is it, quarantine?
Quarantine. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a video from the Chinese city, Wuhan.
Yes.
It was like a family talking about how they're getting traced like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're trying to make that the new normal. Now, think about the play that they could potentially have with, we saw on your phone you went to the protest.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about the virus for the couple of days that this was going on. So they let everybody go to the protest. They encouraged everybody to get out almost.
Yeah.
And then I think at the tail end of this, they're going to say, because I did see a headline on CNN, second spike comes as a result of protests.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come the fuck on. And even if people don't start getting sick and showing symptoms, they're going to contact trace.
Yeah.
And they're going to, and I don't know, I don't know why they would want to group people into a category of test positive, you know what I mean? And do all that, I don't know what that agenda might lead to, but But you get it.
Yeah, it's just weird. I just think it's super weird how it just switched like completely away from the virus, so.
And it is something that we need to be mindful of because it definitely is a potential narrative that they're going to push. So
yeah,
I think we'll definitely see it in the coming days. But one more thing, what do you think about the fucking police and Antifa and people with other agendas posing as protesters and causing violence?
Yeah, could you explain to me? I seen the Antifa thing around. It's like a group, correct? I'm actually not familiar with that.
So let's see what the fucking Google has to say about Antifa. Many claim extremists are sparking protests, but which extremists? Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I also
calling. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I seen like, of course, like conspiracies talking about how there's like a website or someone paying people to go and protest and make it like damages. And
yes, I saw this white dude pay 2 black kids. When I say kids, like fucking, they're 17, 18.
Yeah.
$200 to pick up a fucking picnic table and throw it through a window.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me you don't give a say that you and I we don't give a fuck about this whole thing. You know what I mean? We don't even watch the news. We don't care about politics. Nothing. We see everybody's going outside and turning up. We're walking down the street. Some white dude walks up to us and offers us that money.
Yeah.
I'm broke. You're broke.
Yeah.
Fuck it. $200.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how potentially things like this can happen and get started, Antifa is an anti-fascist movement, though. It's a far-left movement, it says right here, in the United States. And they call it a militant political activist movement that compromises autonomous activist groups that aim to achieve, holy shit, their political objectives through the use of direct action rather than through policy reform.
They were just classified as terrorists, right?
Yes, they were just classified as terrorists. This is something that we need to be aware of. I mean, the government is gonna weaponize these things or demonize these things. You know what I mean? Even if they, and not just this group, but they're looking at the opportunities here. You know what I mean? And they're absolutely having, in Chicago, they said that undercover cops were being identified with green bands on their arm. And a few of my friends said that they saw these same people like fucking shit up, like starting shit. Yeah. And I don't want to get on this white and black tip necessarily because I'm against the whole like race war dynamic or race war narrative. I that's the last thing that I want. And I think that they're trying to spark that. But they're saying, so many people are complaining that it is white people that are starting.
Yeah, and then there's videos too. There's a lot of videos too. Like people, like white people or like non-black people fucking shit up.
And then who gets the retaliation?
Yeah.
Who gets?
And then there's the one with the undercover cop who's like breaking windows.
Yep.
Which is pretty weird.
Setting shit on fire.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's bigger than just like the virus or bigger than just the riots. And like, I think it's like a whole setup. Like, it's like people infiltrating into this, like making something like it's like an agenda. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm not.
What do you think it could be setting it up for? Why would they want us to fucking go crazy? Why would they want us to be violent and destroy our own cities? Like,
they want us to go into that martial law. I think. I don't know.
Well, no, I agree.
Because if you make it, I know, like I wasn't there yesterday. I know you were protesting yesterday. You were there.
Who was there?
But
I don't know nothing about that.
But I mean, here it looked pretty calm. Like I mean, at night it got pretty like kind of like hectic and shit. But
Go ahead.
But for the most part, it was pretty chill from what I saw. Right?
Yeah, from what I saw. Also. From the internet and not from me. No. It was really peaceful. It was really beautiful in the beginning of the day. So, for example, it started out at Ruther, or so I heard.
Yeah.
And then from Ruther, there was probably about 25 people there. And then it went to the police station, which is right behind Ruther. They marched over there. They had a fucking loudspeaker. They had a microphone. It was a couple. Black dudes and this one lady that were speaking their piece, and they were trying to get the police to come outside and listen to us, which I thought was impressive. I thought that was a good idea. I hadn't even thought of trying to do that.
Yeah.
So, and they did. after we sat out there for about 35 minutes, or after they sat out there for about 35 minutes, they did get the police to come out in the back. The sergeant came out, some sheriffs came out, some other police officers came out, and they talked with us.
Yeah.
And they did, and he gave his piece. He said, "Of course we care. That's why we came out." Blah blah blah. Now, how true that is, I don't know, because it seemed like they just wanted us to leave. But a couple cops did march around the block with us.
Nice.
That was cool. And even in Miami, when the protest was happening in Miami, the police officers kneeled with everybody.
Okay.
Now, I mean, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, we love seeing shit like that. But then, but there was some people that were causing a ruckus towards like the end of all of this, and that's when things start to get tricky because these police officers aren't going to listen to you. You're going to give the whole group a bad name. Who the fuck are you? Where the fuck did you come from? That kind of thing. You know, like as the day progressed, the protest marched all the way around Kenosha.
Yeah.
I'm talking from the police station, went over to 60th, marched down 60th to 22nd, stopped in Uptown, did all this crazy shit, stopped in traffic. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Everybody was woo-woo. Went through all the neighborhoods in Uptown, gathered a fucking crazy large crowd, marched to 52nd, marched back to Uptown, marched over by
Popeyes too.
Downtown. Well, they went downtown first before they went to Popeyes. Well, at this point, I was in my car driving after. Well, actually, they went back to the police station after Uptown. Got the cops to come outside, but the cops had blocked off one side of the police station, and everybody was like in the front there, like kneeling down. Like, I'm telling you, like 250 people.
Yeah.
In front of the Kenosha police station, kneeling the fuck down. There's people at the fucking police door, fucking buzzing, saying come outside. So one cop came out. That cop actually cut me a break a lot of times in my life. There's in this house where we're at right now, this cop came, and it's at some location, came and because the police were called. And he saved my ass from getting arrested 3 times. 3 times I could have gotten in a lot of trouble, but he listened to me. You know, he's like a light-skinned dude. He's super fucking cool. And they sent him out to speak with the protesters yesterday. And he gave a shit. But a lot of people were still giving him a hard time, which was fucked up. And they were complaining that they sent a black cop down. They were like, oh, they sent the one black cop. But it's like, if they sent a white cop, would you have listened to what he was going to say, or would you have given him a hard time?
Yeah.
Just something to think about. I'm not trying to...
Yeah, no. Yeah, I just think that definitely there's something going on with like the aggressive and non peaceful people who just went to like fuck shit up, you know, like, and like I agree with you, like I understand like they were like super upset with the death of George, but what is like looting like a black owned business gonna do?
Exactly, and that's what people don't fucking realize is as the night progressed, you know, people started to get unruly, and you know, first of all, a lot of the protesters would leave at that point, which is great. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of that shit, and I know a lot of. Oops, sorry.
You're fine.
I don't want to be a part of that, and I know there's a lot of fucking people who are here for peace and are here to set a positive example that frown upon that shit, and they should. You know, I mean, I empathize with looters because from my perspective, I empathize. I don't condone, but I empathize with people that loot, people that destroy property, people that do that aren't paid by the fucking police, people that actually think that that's the way to resolve it, because their frustration, they don't know any other way to channel that and express that frustration than through physical action. Now, but that's just a lack of education. That's just a lack of spiritual evolution. These people just need to be taught a higher way to, you know what I'm saying, do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too, because I see a lot of people like commenting like, oh, like why would you destroy? Why would you set shit on fire? It's like, okay, like we've all been upset, really upset at one point of our lives. You know, there's times where you just don't know how to handle those emotions. So I feel like that's the same thing with these people. You know, like they're super upset at what's been going on with like their culture and like police brutality, and that's the way of like letting their emotions out, I guess, and trying to like be heard. So I obviously don't, you know, I don't know if it's right, like 100% to that extent, but I understand it, you know. So
100%. And but the problem is, Eli, is that now you know me, bro. Like I'm an everyday type of motherfucker. Like I'm thinking about this every day. Like I'm writing plans up. Like, you know, I got a long-term strategy. Like, and I know some real activists that really do care about social change, social justice, some people that dedicate every day of their life to this shit, that have real plans. And what do you think that these type of these violent, destructive demonstrations give everybody a bad name? Somebody just messaged me on Twitter, or just replied to me on Twitter. I fucking quoted the Kenosha News. The Kenosha News said, Kenosha shops clean up in aftermath of protest. I said, delete this bullshit headline. The protest had nothing to do with this. This destruction was caused by a separate group of destructive rioters, not protesters. Don't peddle this narrative to Kenosha. Tell the truth. You guys weren't even there. Then somebody replied to me and said, this fucker, how do we know the good from the bad? You all act alike. I mean, now obviously, screw them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you got to understand that's public perception. And so when people are destroying shit, you know what I mean? It's only giving everybody a bad name. It makes it much harder to get our point across. And they're going to they called them the National Guard last night. Across from Momo's on 52nd, they had fucking assault rifles. They were in the fucking city bus with assault rifles. There was a fucking National Guard Army fucking truck with the motherfucker in it, you know? There was fucking cops in riot gear. But at the same time, there's fucking people throwing fucking rocks across the street, throwing fireworks. Fireworks at the cops, and they're fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you're lucky these people didn't, you know, you're putting us all in danger, or all the people that are there in danger. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then they started to fuck up San Luis, the Mexican grocery store. They started throwing rocks.
Shout out to San Luis.
Bro, shout out San Luis. We about to fix your windows. Don't worry, B. But the fuck?
It was
everything. Now we got a curfew.
I think it's like how you said, it's like a lack of education, because I think a lot of them are youngins too, you know, who don't know. I think they don't know how to express what they want, maybe, you know, so they need someone to lead them, you know, like they need someone to show up for them and tell them like, hey, let's get together. And how you just mentioned, you know, like let's work and create something for a change, you know, like right now, like the community has the attention of the nation, you know, so it's like the perfect time to get organized and to have something move forward, you know, like, I don't know. I think that if we had those local leaders, you know, like showing up and helping the youngins and showing them, hey, don't just destroy, but get together, like educate yourself, work towards having your own business, work towards like something, you know, like that's how you take your power back, not just by destroying. You're like, destroying and looting and all of that's going to get the attention like short term, but not.
But is it the attention that you want? And is the opposing side going to bring the energy to the situation that you want? They're going to be pissed when they come to us. And you're exactly right by saying this is the time to get organized. And we need those community leaders. At the protest yesterday, the alderman came. The black alderman came and he spoke his piece, and those black leaders were doing a great job. And I think that what I realized by observing this was it is imperative to have organization and to maintain order at the protest. I almost had to slap the fuck out of these two kids that I saw throwing water bottles. And then this other dude, I just looked at him straight up and was like, don't do that. Like, that's not what we're doing. Like, you're going to fucking throw off this whole thing and fuck it up. And that's going to piss me off, because it's like people work really hard to give a positive demonstration. And a lot of us don't want that. But anyways, so here forward, I think that what people should think about is, if you're going to participate in protest in Chicago, New York, Miami, Texas, Kenosha, Racine, what are you doing to maintain order and to educate people while you're at that protest? You know, what are you doing? Are you making sure that people are being safe, that, you know, if you see somebody starting to break a cop car, are you fucking running up to them, grabbing them on the shoulder, being like, hey, no. Don't do this. Are you being vocal? You know, I mean, of course, be careful. You don't want people to get violent with you, but at the same time, you know, it's everybody's job to be vigilant.
People need to be careful, because it'll be real easy for the community to have a bad name. Like, especially like there's so much tension right now, so it's especially with all those weird things, like all those like undercover cops or whatever it is, like, or people getting paid to like fuck shit up. Like, you know, we just gotta be careful and try our best to be organized and take care of each other too, you know. Like, I don't know. I just think it's weird. I'm not sure what or who is like doing all that like weird shit, but there's definitely something going on behind the scenes.
And you know, that something that I even thought about before was like, well, they wanted to fucking declare martial law with the coronavirus damn near. They wanted to fucking have us all on lockdown and inside, but nobody listened.
Yeah, and Bro, like I think that we think there's like a lot of freedom in our everyday lives, but like everything like this year is like a fucking schedule, bro. Like as soon as the year started, boom, like all this bullshit happens, and it's like you just said, it seems like Corona's not working, so like boom, let's throw this bullshit in, like all this fucking pain and hatred and struggle and
exploit it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm not sure what it is, but I got a feeling that the year's gonna continue to be like fucked up. Some weird shit.
And I mean, maybe all pray for like a positive year, a change, transformation. But at the same time, we're seeing so many people at these protests get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like shot in the fucking face with fucking rubber bullets. What the fuck is that? People getting run over by the police in New York. What the fuck is that?
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's exposing so much. I was speaking with my friend down in Miami, and
Yeah.
he had such a beautiful way of articulating this and such a beautiful viewpoint. He's just saying, this is exposing it. This is lifting the veil. This shit has to happen for everybody to be able to see it. I also believe there's never been more people in awareness and opposition of the government's true motivations. Not even just the government, but any anti-humanity fucking movement and effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are we at 25, right? We're at 25. Fuck, I threw myself off. Anyways.
So many people.
Oh, this is the perfect opportunity for us to all become hyper aware of the atrocities that are going on.
Yeah.
And there are many people who never stood up before that are now standing up and being a part of this.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of fucking white people yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot too. Which is good. A lot of people are not. I see a lot of like people not happy about it. I think it's cool that
white people pulling up?
Yeah. I think that they're just upset at them. Like there's some people like breaking shit, white people breaking shit and looting. Like I guess I understand that.
We need to fucking point them out then. If you're fucking there, and you fucking see it happen, fucking point them the fuck out. Call them the fuck out. Start yelling and screaming and point at them and point everybody at them and say, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
make a fucking example.
At the end of the day, I feel like
this shit go.
black people are going to get blamed for all this shit.
Sure, sure. You know how many people I talked to in the last 24 hours that brought up the fact that it was black people causing destruction?
Right. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's all of us.
More than 5. So, like, it's fucked up. And we got to be fucking careful of that. And at the same time,
yeah, it's a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit.
When I was in Miami, I saw the, how do I explain it? I saw the cops, like I was really looking at their faces, when everybody was talking to them. Mm-hmm. They weren't mad, man. They weren't annoyed. You know what I mean? We have to humanize these people on the other side. We have to understand that we can't blame all cops. Yeah. Like those people that were yelling at the cops yesterday, some of those cops are really good cops. I'm sitting there watching them scream in this guy's face. He's a really great cop. He's done me a lot of favors. They're humans behind that. Yeah. We need to humanize the police, and then we need the police to view us in a humanistic way. They can't group us into protesters, rioters, and we can't group them into evil police. We have to understand this is a case-by-case situation.
Yeah, I follow someone. I don't even know who it is. Like it's someone from Chicago, and he was like, I was watching his story, and he was like super upset. He was like, I got him beat up, like bullied, like all this shit by cops, so fuck all cops, fuck everybody, like everybody's bad. And then I would see him and he would go up to the fucking cops and like talk shit to them, and when they're just standing there, it's like, bro, like I understand that you had like your personal what would you call it, like your experience, right? But that does not mean that everybody, all fucking cops are like that. And then like all that anger, like I understand there's pain, there's anger, but like causing more pain and more anger is not going to fix anything.
And what's the difference between you and the racist then? You're fucking, what your problem with the racist is that they group everybody into one category. That's everybody's problem with the racist is they group a certain, color of skin or a certain culture into one category and think they're all like this. Yeah. You're doing the same thing when you're viewing cops in that way, or when you're viewing the government in that way, and that's something I realized. You don't think that the cops? I just got arrested like less than a year ago, and they choked the fuck out of me. They whooped my ass and put me in the car at the fucking dog park. I was at the dog park.
I remember.
10 minutes before that, I was sitting on a table meditating with my girlfriend, reading a fucking book. Like, I wasn't expecting that to happen. But it did. They took me to jail. I bailed myself out, and I moved the fuck on. And you know what? You know what happened? I was driving my car yesterday, and I seen that cop blocking off traffic. We looked at each other in the eyes. He said, "What's up, man?" I said, "You know me." But at the same time, like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Am I gonna hate every cop for that? We're not gonna abolish the police system. That's such a ludicrous thought. We do need the police. However, we need to be the ones that have a. What is it called? Overwatch on them. We need to police them. On some Black Panther shit. We need to police the police. You know what I mean, and hold them accountable. And we need to teach them to hold each other accountable. And that's it. That's the goal. Like, we don't need to fucking chastise every single police officer. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna help this. It's gonna create a division. That's gonna create a police versus protesters police versus civilian thing, you know what I mean?
And those lower on some spiritual shit, those lower like energies don't take you anywhere. They just cause harm. So, but that's some more like advanced shit we can talk about later. But I don't know, man. You have anything else? How was you? Oh, because you went. Well, I think I'm talking too much, but because you went to the Kenosha one, and then you also went to the Miami one. What was the difference for you? Like.
Numbers.
A whole bunch of people. Yeah.
I'm telling you, there was thousands of people in Miami.
I heard that one was like one of the more like chill ones though, right?
Yes. Yes, the cops were so respectful. People were being respectful. Nobody was fucking anything up. Everybody's marching down. We did fucking fuck up traffic, but everybody's marching down the street, and that was really great to watch. Kenosha was just cool because I think a lot of people that maybe never met each other before got the chance to march together, and they got the chance to do something that they'd never got to do in their city. And so I think that on a small scale, it's more effective because you're empowering the people in a small city and showing them, hey, this is your community. Then there's a caravan of 70 fucking cars that are following all these people that were protesting yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that in itself is like, we're stopping the whole city. We're showing everybody in this, everybody in the city is seeing this today, walking through traffic. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that after that, these people are going to go on to live their lives in the city, and they're going to feel differently about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it here.
Did you see
Which was cool.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Especially at night. At night it got a little wild though. But
when you were driving, did you see anything or?
Yeah, at night. Yeah.
Oh, but not during the day.
No, not during the day. I only saw like on like Instagram and shit.
Understood.
Yeah. But it was dope.
What do you think about it?
I thought it was dope.
You're not a protesting kind of guy?
No. No, I support it. I was just not there. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was good.
What about you, Juan? What do you think about protests?
They help.
Yeah.
But, people take it to like a different
behind the scenes.
And like just start fucking shit up. Like that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty calm here though. I heard they were trying to go to the Prime Outlets.
Dude, they were,
pissed.
bro, they tried to go to the Prime Outlets right after Momo's. I was like, boy, y'all fucking tripping, dog. And Regency, G.
Like, that's all we have here. Don't fuck that shit.
Yeah, I know, bitch. My baby mama. No, I'm playing. My ex-girlfriend works at a Prime. You know what I mean? That's her job, G. Fuck you doing?
Damn, yeah.
Nah, they not gonna steal nothing from her bum ass store.
And I also heard there was a lot of people from Illinois who came yesterday here.
Yes. That is one thing I want to fucking
stay in
stress.
Illinois.
For anybody in Kenosha, fuck anybody. Well, off top, fuck anybody that came from out of state and fucking ruined anything in this city. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. Stay in your fucking city if you're gonna fucking do that. We appreciate the support if you're coming to support peacefully, but don't come here and destroy our fucking city, because I'll kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, I saw fucking posts like some girls saying like, "Oh, we're all going to Kenosha, like we're gonna fucking loot and shit." I'm like, what the fuck?
No. If anybody, I'm saying this right now because we probably about to get off the air pretty quick here, but If anybody knows anything about people that are looting in Kenosha, tell me. Because me and the homies will pull the fuck up on them. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm going fucking crazy about anybody that tries to fuck some shit up in Kenosha, whether you live here or not. Don't play with me.
Stop playing with us. Yeah, well, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
I think that, that this isn't just a protest for whites. Said that backwards. So this isn't just a protest. This isn't just a protest for blacks. This isn't just a protest for brown people. This isn't just a protest for whites. This isn't just a protest for police brutality. These aren't just protests for, even about police.
Yeah.
This is about justice and freedom and change and creating a new reality. And I think that we all need to maintain the mindset of, we are creating a new reality to exist in. We're creating a new world. The old Matrix is fucking dead. It's over. It's done. It's been over. It's been done. But now the veil is being lifted to people. There's you and I, there's many of us around here that know that the world we're living in is bullshit and we weren't happy about it. But there's a lot of people that were still on the fence. Even some of us were on the fence and doubtful. After this, there's no refuting it.
Yeah.
If people go back to being docile fucks after this, I'll be so upset, bro.
Yeah.
I would be so upset, brother. I think that the veil is finally lifted now. But I will leave you all with this. If you're gonna go out and protest, if you're gonna be a Twitter activist, if you're gonna be a fucking real life activist now and you weren't before, I just invite you to come up with goals, to write out your ideas, to write out your motivations, to know that. Don't just go out like a fucking, bat out of hell or a fucking, loose cannon. Like, have some fucking sense of direction. Don't fuck it up for the rest of us.
Yeah, and if you think you can be a leader and help like the youngins and guide them, not just like have them express themselves through like anger and destroying shit. Like if you can help them and guide them, do it. Like it is. You don't have to be a fucking expert at whatever. Like as long as you can tell them, hey, like this is what you can do. This is how you can help. Then do it. Like I feel like a lot of people just don't do that, and it's like you could help so much just by like trying to guide, like the younger generation.
I absolutely agree. I think that it's everybody's responsibility to, if you feel you have the capability of being a leader, even if you don't, if you got passion and you got heart, step the fuck up now, because there's not going to be another time.
We need more leaders.
Yeah, it might be too late. You know what I mean? And if you know a leader, that doesn't mean that you can't be a leader too.
Yeah.
We should all empower each other to be leaders. So.
Amazing.
You know what it fucking is.
Well, I think that's pretty much for this episode, unless you have anything else.
Nah, that just kind of came. That
was dope. Yeah.
That was a perfect.
Yeah, guys. So this is basically our second episode, but we're gonna bring more to you guys. Our first episode is still in the works, so that'll be out soon.
Yeah, we filmed it and shit, but like it's just a whole fucking story, man. I went to Miami and kind of fucked up our swag, but we might put this one out before the first one.
Yeah.
But then we'll put out the first one.
Yeah.
But we're going to do what we want because we're in charge.
Yeah, so. And we're dope.
Hey, 36 minutes, that's good. 37 minutes, that's good.
See you guys on the next episode.
Peace.